Hello, I am going to add on to our last video and show you how to present your Pear Deck that we added our interactive elements to. So I'm going to show you both the presenter view and the student view as I go through this presentation. So whenever you start, you're not going to click the present in Google Slides because that'll present without our Pear Deck interactive elements. So you want to make sure that you're clicking the Start Lesson button on your Pear Deck add-on. So we'll click Start Lesson. And then there's two options that'll pop up when you click that. So there's Student Paste and Instructor Paste. I use Instructor Paste when I am doing my synchronous lesson. So what that means is I am in control of which slides all of the students are on. So in real time, like it says, as I'm clicking through, the student slides will change with me. Student Paste, I usually post a different version later of it on the Student Paste. They can still interact with the slides and type in their answers, but they're in control of which slide they're on so they can go forward or back as needed. So for this video, we're going to go to our Instructor Paste, and then we are going to start a new session. So sometimes it'll have you log into Pear Deck if you haven't been on in a bit. So make sure that you're logging in on your Carroll County web email address, and the students will need to do the same. If it's the first time using Pear Deck, they'll need to click on their student email address for CTPS. So it'll pop up with two things as the presenter. So you're going to have, this is called your presenter dashboard, and then the big box is what you're actually going to want to present to the students. So in the Google Meet, you'll be able to share a Google Chrome tab, and you're going to want to share this tab because this is what all the students will be seeing as the presentation on the Google Meet, and then they'll have their own version of it on their Pear Deck slides too. So you can have them go to joinpd.com and type in the code. I'll do that on my phone. That way I can be a student. Joinpd.com. And it's pretty simple. It'll just pop up with one of those little boxes of enter your code now. So JRWMQS. And as I hit the last letter, it actually loads it automatically and it asks me which one I want to log into. So I'll log in on my personal account, and then it'll show up that my first student has joined. So when I look down here, it says one student connected. I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to show you what I usually do when I'm presenting synchronously with students is I just click give students a link and I post this in the chat. So when the students click that link, it'll automatically take them to our presentation website. So I'll do that in our other tab up here so you can see the student view. So the first question it asks them is, how are you feeling today? So I'm going to say, I am feeling just great. And then if we go back to our presentation, now it says that we have two students connected. And then if we go to our dashboard, our teacher dashboard, it will tell us which students are connected. So it'll say two students. We can open the roster and see that two students are joined. Aaron Scott's feeling great. Aaron Morgan's not feeling so good. All right. So then whenever I close out that window, it'll go automatically to my first slide, and that's what the students are seeing as well. So let's start talking through our presentation. This first one that we had created had that draggable option on there. So what I'll do is I'll explain the slide to the students, and I'll say, go to your dot on the screen and drag it to which of the three R's you know the most about. So you'll be able to see the students are going to drag their dot. So I'm going to drag it right here. I know the most about responsibility. So when I go to my presentation mode, so this is what all the students are seeing on our Google Meet, I can click on show responses, and that'll show where everybody's little dots are, and it also tells you how many people have responded. If I wanted to know, wait a second, who hasn't responded yet, I can go back to that teacher dashboard. I can hover over this dot and see that Aaron Scott responded, but then down here, Aaron Morgan has not responded. So then if you look, I'm going to move my dot, and you can see that my dot is going to move in real time. So back on this presentation, I'm dragging my dot around. I know the most about resilience. So As you show and hide responses, all the students will be able to see them, but won't be able to see whose is whose. So let's go to our next one, which this one we had our answer text. So for the students, it shows up like this. They have a box that says answer here. So I'm going to say respect means being kind, because isn't that what students always say? And they don't need to hit enter. They don't need to hit submit. It actually starts showing up in real time. So back on this slide, again, if we click show responses, it'll show that there is a response in that says respect means being kind. So if I'm doing this on my phone, respect, you can see how it starts to show up with those ellipses in real time. Respect is, so if I go back to my dashboard, I can see Aaron Scott's the one that said respect means being kind. Aaron Morgan is this one. But again, on here, what the students are seeing, they can't see who is answering what. So sometimes while this is projected for the kids, I'll be looking back at the specific who said what. And if there's a student who generally doesn't participate and raise their hand a lot in class, I'll look for their response and be like, oh, Aaron, that is just a great answer. Nice job. I don't even have to really say what the answer was, but I can acknowledge to that kid that normally doesn't participate that they are doing a really nice job and that they have a very good answer. And maybe it'll encourage them to participate more. So that's one of my little tricks that I like to use Pear Deck for. So if we keep going with our presentation, you can see as I click through these slides, it changes for the student view. And I have embedded a video in here that talks about what resilience means. Now I can have all the students watch the video together on our Google Meet. Like I can just click play and they'll watch it on this presentation screen. Or the students can also click it on their Pear Deck. So maybe I say, all right, everybody mute and go watch the video on your own on your Pear Deck slide. So that's an option too. So we have one more of our interactive slides that we did. We did the drawing slide. So let's take a look at what that looks like for the students. You can see they have so many different colors with their pencil. They have a highlighter option. They have the lines. And they also have the option, like I was saying, to type text. So if they're just not feeling it with drawing, they can do resilience means. But from my experience, the students do like to draw. So they can pick their little colors. I want to be purple, and I'm going to draw a picture of myself standing very strong and confident with, my orange smile. And if we go back to what the presenter view looks like, when we show our responses, it'll give a page for each student. And we only have one student that's participated. If we go back on our teacher dashboard, that's because Aaron Morgan has not responded yet. So something that I like to do, especially for these drawing ones, is I'll give the students a timer. So if you click and hold on this lock screen button, you can give them a 30-second, a 1-minute, or a 3-minute timer, and that will lock their screen after that amount of time. So if I'm going to go back to my phone and I am going to start drawing my smiley face picture, you can see that it'll show up as another slide copy on here for our responses. So you can see our timer is counting down. It's over here. It's standing out so that we know that it's going to lock. And then this is what happens. It says, your teacher has locked your responses for this slide. So I can't change anything about this. And then these were our final answers. Now, if I want to unlock it, the kids need a little more time, I can unlock it. So that is the basics of how to present in your Pear Deck and what it looks like for us as the presenters and for the students. Now, what you want to do is, as the presenter, you're going to want to make sure that you end the session. And when you end the session for the students, you can name it like 3 R's test. And there's an option to publish the student takeaways. So if you click publish student takeaways, when you save and end, what that means is that it will email each of the students a copy of your slides with their answers already put into it too. So that's a good way for them to have your information saved. You can also publish it directly to your Google Classroom if you'd like to. But like I said, I usually post an asynchronous version of this for students to participate on on my website. So again, that's just the quick rundown of how to do a Pear Deck presentation and what it looks like. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. All right, thank you.